Welcome everybody. This is a long time coming. I've been wanting to do something with this Minetech faction for a very, very long time. Finally, with the new DLC, found something we can do with them. For those that don't know, Minetech in our universe is basically a mining faction with some very shady dealings and they have a very dark business model. They don't care who's on the planet, they just want to strip mine it, essentially. They aren't out here to make any alliances. They're out here to make as much profit as possible and just keep moving on to the next area over and over again until they have essentially drained the planet of its resources and then move on to the next one. Our goal for this playthrough is going to be mine as much as absolutely possible and see how much money we can make doing that. The first thing we did, as soon as we landed, we got rid of some threats. The insects, they were in our mine, got rid of them right away. Our security team, made up of head security, Ray, as well as Otis and Jules, got right to work. They put that insect threat right into the ground. They destroyed the insect hive to make sure no other insects would be spawning, while our miners got straight to work. The first thing we needed to do was secure the entrance to the mine. We couldn't have any outside threats trying to ruin our profits. We would first expand the entrance just inside the mine to make a stockpile zone, and then after that was complete, build some walls on the outside and secure it properly. But before we could get to any of that, the miners were exhausted from a day of hard work. All that insect killing and mining really gets to a guy at the end of the day. Day 2, we started working on the bunkhouse. We wanted a nice area where the miners could sleep for the night and maybe put down some cots and something to pass their time when they weren't mining. You might notice we do have a grav ship with us. We're going to keep hopping from map to map, mining as much as we can. We're going to utilize the grav ship to do that. I do want to build some kind of space warehouse so that we can have all our stuff in one location as we jump from map to map. That way we don't have to get too attached to a map. But in order to do that, we're going to have to get a grav anchor so that we can set that up before we leave this current map and utilize that grav anchor as a point to go between all of our maps. It didn't take long for the first mental break to happen. Otis started losing his shit, but luckily they were able to calm him down. Our first real threat appeared, a man-hunting koala. The security team made very quick work of that. We knew our packaged survival meals wouldn't last very long though, so we got right to farming. Unfortunately, the mothership doesn't supply survival aids because they expect the miner groups to fend for themselves while on projects. If you guys have a suggested name for this settlement, please do comment below. We'll keep the community naming the settlements as we go. And each map, someone, when we call for it, can name the next one. Comment below what this settlement should be called. We had our first wild man appear, named Ryu. Is that how you pronounce it? If I'm saying that wrong, correct me, please. Anyways, this guy was really good at construction. Unfortunately, he was not very good at mining, but we can fix that once we get them digging. Over the course of the next few days, the miners focused on building up the farm, as well as, of course, mining. What else would they be doing here? That's the main focus. Our wild man started getting a little bit more adventurous. He decided to go hang out with the insects at the bottom of the map. Kind of a wild man to do that. At some point, we might just need to capture that guy to keep him safe. Put him to work. With that said, though, we started constructing our prison. What is a colony without a prison? If I'm correct, you can't spell colony without prison, right? Am I right? Fuck, I'm getting dislikes. Didn't take long for Pavel to start losing his mind. Started talking about these random visions that wouldn't leave his head. Harker, being the good supervisor she was, went to talk to him about it, but like any good supervisor, just wanted him to get back to work. We don't got time for mental health. Apparently, Ray's wife, Tail, didn't want to stay on the mothership anymore and decided to come down to join the colony, unbeknownst to Ray. So I guess, yeah, she's in the colony now. The only major downside is, she doesn't mine, and she refuses to. So I guess we'll utilize her for research, crafting, and, I don't know, we'll get her going on planets too, I guess. We tossed her in some of this nice, fine Minetech gear. Thank you again to Black Market 420 for making this for us. Absolutely phenomenal work. Didn't take long for a ambushed proprietor. Anyways, we don't want honor. We're not here for honor. We declined. With that said, if you guys are enjoying the video so far, please consider leaving a like, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know your favorite part, your least favorite part. We're trying to reach 10,000 subs by the end of the year. Pavel had another crash out. I don't know, we might have to terminate this guy. We started to research a few things that we needed, mostly grav technology, machinist stuff. There's things that could help us continue on our journey, but it wasn't for long though, because forest fires started to strike and we had to go deal with that. But first, we wanted to trade with another trader and get our ideology boosted up from the trade bonus. We'll deal with those pesky forest fires in a little bit. We got money to make. $27 to be exact. He didn't have much. We bought the herbal medicine off him, sold him one thing. Steel knife. Moved on. We started to fight the forest fire though. It was getting dangerously close to our farm. So, fought that, got rid of those. It ended up scorching up a lot of the map. Quite a bit of it. Fortunately, the rain started coming, so we didn't have to fight it for too much longer. And with that, another day was completed. We had another wild man join. Well, not join, but join the map. Him and Ryu are now roaming around. Parker asked Otis for some space. They're no longer in a relationship. I didn't even know they were in a relationship. Pretty sure that's against company policy. Jules decided that the best way to motivate the staff was to insult them constantly. So, for the day, he insulted everybody. I don't think they were too fond of it. I don't know if they worked any harder because of it. Parker decided it was time to boost company spirits and do a nice quarterly projections party. I don't know what you'd want to call it. It was a party. Everyone joined. It was great. Jules decided to still insult everyone during the party, but for the most part, everyone enjoyed it. It was good. Got the company morale boost back up. Ryu decided to make himself at home inside the mine, eating at the same table as the rest of us. I guess he's just going to have to be indoctrinated sooner rather than later. We were making significant progress though. We were doing a room and pillage method. If you guys don't know what the room and pillage method is, it's basically where you mine out an area, and as you go, you leave chunks of the walls still there so that it doesn't fall in on itself as you go. Jules finally took some time for himself and dipped into the water in the mine to calm himself down. Parker thought it was best to keep everyone's spirits boosted, so she had another party. Felix decided to join this time. Little did he know if we had our way, he'd already be mining. Enjoy it while it lasts, Felix. Enjoy it while it lasts. Parker was definitely showing some leadership, helping the crews out with building stuff, but no peaceful times last forever. The Popwe decided to attack. Luckily for us, though, and inconveniently for them, they decided to attack when the trade caravan was coming in. So I don't know if we'll have to do too much to throw out their attack. We couldn't let them have all the fun, though, so we sent a security team member out there to help finish off the job. I was so focused on the south side coming in that I didn't even know there was an east attack happening. I got so distracted and they started burning down our fields. So we sent the rest of the security team to deal with those guys. And Felix absolutely betrayed us. He helped the enemy. What a guy. We dealt with the last of the piggies as quickly as we could. We managed to save Tails, but unfortunately we had to put Felix down in the process. Can't just betray us like that, especially after coming to our corporate pizza parties. We attempted to save as many of them as we could, because at the end of the day, they can be a slave and they can be turned into miners. We even tried to save Felix after what he did to us. Anyone that wasn't out saving lives was out putting out fires. Fortunately for us, there was rain again, and the fires wouldn't last very long. During this, Pavel had a mental break and decided to give Jules a taste of his own medicine. Cleaning up the mess went right into the night, but fortunately we had the mass grave mod installed. If you guys don't have it, we just recently updated it. We took it over. You can have up to 20 people. There's 2 different graves. There's now a function where you can destroy the corpses in a grave if it gets too full. It's awesome. Check it out. I don't know what it is with this security team and having mental breaks. They are constantly having them. Maybe we gotta do better background checks going into the future. Get some people with a little bit more mental fortitude. I almost didn't catch it, but head security Ray had an infection. I'm not sure if he's gonna make it. And he pulled through, boys. Let's go. Found Felix's dead body thrown outside. Seems like they might not have wanted to heal him after what he did. The betrayal. We spent the next few days licking our wounds and expanding our base of operations. This addition was mostly to add a double bed for Ray and Tails. The mine itself was going well. We were continuing progress to the west, hoping to completely strip mine this in a few weeks, depending on how the weather goes, and with us getting closer and closer to winter every day. Everyone was starting to focus on the objective though and get the job done. We did need a battery rim though, as we realized our power kind of sucked. There's also a killer heat wave coming in, affecting the whole map. So we realized we needed to go find Ryu and bring him back to safety. You know, in the best way possible. Anyways, back onto the power issue. We definitely need more power coming into this base to run lights and, I don't know, the heaters, the coolers, everything. So as of right now, the only thing we have power in it is that wood fuel generator at the bottom of the map there. So we're going to continue to build on our power system, probably add some windmills. We don't have solar panels researched yet, so that'll be a good thing to do next too. I also took the time to fix the schedules because it seemed like everyone was just working at the same time. I went through it. Everyone has a different shift, or they have similar shifts. That way we're covered 24/7 for the mining. I also had to set everyone to stay within the building because it was so hot outside they would just knock out for heat stroke. For the next few days, the mine unfortunately was off limits, but we got to cleaning up the main area and getting everyone squared up there. Once it started cooling down, we started focusing on getting these windmills going, which involved putting the whole pad into packed dirt and make sure there's nothing obstructing the wind. I think Ryu is going to be really hard to convert. Comment below if we should just let him go or if we should keep trying to convert him to the Minology ideology. For those that are curious, we are playing with the Minetechology ideology. So basically it's just the corporation ideology, but it's modified. We got our supervisor, who is our leader. We got a head of sales and head of HR. While I was busy talking about that, we were able to research the basic Gravtech. So now we can get the grav anchor, finally start being able to move around the world. But in order to get that, we need gravlite panels, we need plasteel, so there's still a lot of work ahead of us. Before we get too far with that though, we had a shuttle from the Empire coming to crash land near our colony. We were going to deal with it. We thought we'd help them out, but we don't want honor or goodwill. We don't need that where we're going. But we do need some money. So let's accept it on that premise alone. And there they were, the Empire, stranded, not so naked but afraid. We quickly built up a small outpost around them, hoping to protect them from whatever onslaught would come. Little did we know that what was about to come would definitely test our skills. Did I say skills? Sorry, I meant patience, because it didn't take long at all to kill them, and we didn't even finish building the outpost, so probably shouldn't have built it at all, honestly. Ah, the first of many dead imps. And just as fast as they arrived, they were gone. Shortly after that, a notification came up talking about an ancient stockpile. So I think that might be something we try and get, because the only way to get gravlite panels is to go to space and mine the resources to do that. So this is a good way to get it on planet so we can keep this map for now. We struck gold, baby! Otis was having another bad day. He was getting beat up by a rat. I don't know how much longer this guy's going to be here, honestly. Jules had to come save the day because he was scared of it and started running away. At some point, more raiders came and got completely obliterated by the insects down here. Didn't even get a notification for it. Maybe I didn't see it. Not sure what happened, but yeah. So I guess we'll try and save this pawn down here and see if maybe we can enslave her as well. Now is also a good time to just let the security team deal with these insects. Get rid of them once and for all. We don't need them. I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't been seeing more insects in the mines though, because I thought they generally just spawn in there after a while. So I feel like down the road we might have an event where we just have to deal with a bunch of insects. We might even end up just having to leave if it gets too bad. The only issue is she's unwaveringly loyal to her home. She'll be a good slave though in the meantime, but just have to keep an eye on her. Make sure she don't prison break too often. Something was happening though. While everyone was getting ready to go to sleep, someone else was planning their escape. In the morning, Ryu decided he had enough of living in the prison, wanted to be a free man again, and decided to escape his prison cell. He made it to the grav ship and was able to grab a weapon, but the security team was able to fight him before he was able to use it in hand-to-hand combat. They subdued him again and put him back in his cell. He might be a free man tomorrow, or maybe even quicker if he decides to join our Minetech faction. If you guys know how to break these wild men faster, let me know in the comments. I was being very cautious here. I thought right here was going to be an ancient danger, but it ended up not being. We did have the one imp join though, so she'll be put straight into the mines. She might not yearn for them, but that's where she'll be. We ended up having another trader come. We traded them a lot of gold, or as much as we could. Just make it a bit more silver. Our ideology prefers trading, so we have to trade as much as we can to keep them happy. We also had a royal tribute collector show up. He's quite the guy. Likes to walk around naked with a top hat. Not my kind of guy, but anyways, we didn't give him anything. We're not going to give him anything. This week was very busy with visitors. Shortly after the tribute was here, we had a group of beggars come. But we don't like to give away our money. You see, a lot of these beggars here have some decent skills on them that we could use. So if we could arrest as many of them as possible, we could utilize them. Head of Security Ray made the decision to start arresting the beggars outside, but unfortunately it did not go to plan. Instead of arresting, it turned into a slaughter. The beggars were taken out one by one. A child tried to save her friend, and Otis tried to stop her from doing that. Ray attempted to give chase to the other beggars, but wasn't able to get to them. Otis stopped the child from saving the Yatakin, but in turn ended her life. The miners would not be happy about this. Trying to arrest the beggars ended up being a complete slaughter. The only ones they were able to capture was Ben, and they severely injured the Yatakin. The head of security, Ray, was pissed. He decided to tell Otis that if this shit happens again, he's dead. He's mad that he keeps losing his shit, running from rats. It's time for Otis to lock in or get terminated. The head of security decided to send the rest of the security, Jules and Otis, on a mission to go get steel from a nearby mining site. They didn't really need the steel. It was more as if just getting the other guys out of the colony so that he could clear his head and not have to look at Otis for a few days. Harker told the Yatakin that she must work or face punishment. The Yatakin got straight to work hauling everything that needed to be hauled around the colony. A few days later, the caravan finally arrived at that mining site and were able to fight the two guards that were there. It didn't take them long. They were able to dispatch them quick and bring the steel as well as some components back with them. Every day, the mine was starting to look more and more empty. As we continued to strip mine the entire mountain, we were getting closer and closer to moving on to the next mine. It was starting to be very apparent that we needed that grav ship anchor sooner than later. It was discovered that a pole shadow of mine technology was nearby. Pretty much a relic of our religion. If we could find this, it'd be a great opportunity to indoctrinate other people into mine technology. It'll also make our workers very, very happy. Another raid. This person from the Gular King ship. Looks like they got about 5 people. Shouldn't be too hard to handle. Let's see how she goes. Oh man, I really hope they don't go for those windmills. I don't want to have to rebuild them. Security team's already on it. Ah yeah, they're sending fires to the crops. Look at them go. They're really going to start having to bring guns on these raids if they're going to have to compete with us. So as it is right now, they are not. Oh, yeah, someone burned down the frickin' windmill. Otis is going to go handle her. Shouldn't take too long. If all works out, we'll be able to capture her as well. Another slave for the colony. Well, that isn't good. Otis left her where she was because he knew that if anyone else found out he had killed a pregnant woman, he would have hell to pay, especially since it was his second failed arrest. The rest of the group quickly put out the fires that were attacking our heel route, and the rest of them got to work on rebuilding the windmills that were destroyed during the raid. The next few days were pretty uneventful. The colony focused on research, built a new supervisor room, had a huge party celebrating the last few quarters. Everyone was super excited about all the profit they were bringing in, as well as the fact that we're getting closer and closer to moving to our next project. The party has generated attention of 3 different caravan groups who decided to come trade with us, which was a huge boost to our economy. We sold a lot of our gold and steel, as well as picked up more medicine and a jukebox for the guys to listen to in the room. We couldn't celebrate for long though because winter was tomorrow, so we had to cut all of our plants in time. That'll be the end of this episode. If you all liked this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and definitely let us know if you want to see more of Minetech.